Hey family, you guys usually hear me talk about business and some things about the family. I've had this thought coming to me over and over, so I'm going to share it. I don't know whether it's because I need to hear it or whether it's someone else needs to hear it. And we all know that coincidence is when God decides to be anonymous, right? So, quick note: you guys would be surprised if I told you that Anna and I, at some point in our life, later in our years, I think we've been married, I don't know, 10 plus years, we were this close to getting divorced. I know, right? Crazy, right? And I look back on that time and it seems so far away. It seems like, no, it's like a fairy tale even thinking about it. But if I think back, right, we both were just not happy. Now, why we weren't happy? It was, we weren't united, you know? And I thought, well, I'm not a quitter. I never was a quitter. But the only reason I even considered entertaining it was because I felt maybe I would be doing a mercy because, God didn't put us here on earth to be unhappy. And I said to myself, if I'm making someone that unhappy, then the best thing I can do for them, because I love them, I have nothing else as a person, is let them go, right? But here's what kept me at bay, and this is maybe part of the thought is, God put us together for a reason. And I remember my testimony and how Ann and I came together. She literally was a Rebecca to me. Now, I know we all come together in different ways. I hope you all, if anything, you allow God to be part of your life when it comes to your relationships. Or if you're brand new, you better pray about it. You better pray about it. You better make sure that it isn't just, human interaction and connection, which is great. But the Lord needs to say, yeah, that's who you should go with. Because the only thing that kept me fighting against my natural human instinct of apathy or of comfort, of just retreating back to my comfort zone, was I knew for a fact, like that God whispered in my ear, and it wasn't a whisper. He said to me, "She's the one." And I know God don't make mistakes. And I'm saying, what am I missing? And it was like, there's no way. It's almost like you're looking at a cliff and God's saying, jump. That's where he led you. You're like, are you sure? And you don't make mistakes, right? That's what kept me at bay. And I was willing to fight. And then we went forward and we decided to both humble ourselves. I thought one way, another person thought another way. And it was, at the end of the day, I said to myself, okay, I think the way I think. Why are you unhappy? What could I do to change that? And we began from the beginning. I literally had to say to myself, you know what? Let me reintroduce myself and I'm going to act like we're brand new. And we began a brand new relationship. I found out about her, what she wanted, as if I was just meeting her. It was awesome. That's what made the change. And slowly we began to date again, began to kind of do those small things that either I thought I was doing or there was a reason why I wasn't doing, and that I thought it was valid, but it really wasn't, because for whatever reason it wasn't hitting. And then she began to do the things that were important to me, and that's what connected us. And you know what's interesting? There's a study that went out that said the most happy couples who have ever considered separating, years later, they're actually happier than ever. So just because you've had trouble in your marriage, don't let that in any way confuse you to think that it isn't meant to be. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. And I don't know, again, who needs to hear this, but just let go and let God. Listen, God can. I'm telling you, that's what I knew. I knew Jesus, if he's able to heal a crippled dude, turn the blind to have sight, give rain, resurrect the dead. He can resurrect your marriage. He can resurrect relationships. I'm talking brothers, sisters. So again, if you go to the battle alone, do you go with the Lord or do you go alone? And if David hadn't gone with the Lord, he would have not been David. We would never heard about him. He would have been just another joker trying to fight Goliath and gotten killed. We never would have heard of him. So all I'm saying, for anyone who is having trouble or has had trouble, let go and let God. I literally do everything he tells you to do and be willing to change, because there's a reason that it's not working. And again, I remember it. I asked myself, and this was the biggest question to me, because I really felt that I was doing the right thing in the way I was thinking. And I said to myself, am I willing to sacrifice my method of thinking for the sake of my wife and my kids? And would God accept it? Because I really thought I was doing the right thing, standing up for what I believed in. And I said, what would God think of me? And I eventually made the decision. You know what? God knows my heart. I'm gonna do it. And I put my pride or my put that down, and God, he accepted my sacrifice, and he changed my heart. And now here we are. I couldn't have been, to put in perspective how grateful, happy, content I am with my partner, it would just be difficult. And I never would have seen this. And this, I think of it akin to when we think about the kingdom of God. I mean, we can't even consider it. It don't matter how good you think it is, it gets better. So for those that are having any struggles, just let go, let God. There's programs around the Lord. It's not because of a lack of trying, but again, if you put the Lord first, and something as simple as start studying together. You don't have to have a counselor. You could. That's good help. Start studying together and just let him do his magic, and you would be surprised the wonder that he can do. So anyway, I hope that helps someone out, guys. Just remember, God can. If you're young and you're still courting, make sure it's God's decision, right? I know they're hot, but make sure it's more than that. It needs to be a decision that is not only you, them, but it's God. So anyway, this was kind of awkward, so I'm going to close out. Hope this helps someone. If it does, great. If anyone needs any advice of anything that could be helpful, that made the difference, hey, shoot me a DM. I'm definitely happy to help. But because a man and a woman don't know half the joy as a husband and wife do. Separate, they don't know half the joy. So let's keep growing.